We're gonna find some stuff at the house. We're gonna make a sick ass drop out of it, and hopefully it's gonna be fucking dope. We'll see what we find.
Just a little thumper.
I have a razor.
Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Weird shit.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Look at this.
That's a sample right there, bro. That didn't make any sound. That could be something, I guess. Oh, there's a balloon.
Dude,
remember this shit?
Who's eating Pez? Who's eating fucking Pez at your house?
It's like him, dude. It's not even funny. Alright, so balloon, right?
Alright, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, nailed it. Ooh, a little 50-50 banger.
See a kickflip? Damn it. First try.
Oh.
Clean.
This would be cool though, no? Right? This is like a...
I'm like in Foley mode, dude.
You broke my ice machine, bro.
Dude, it didn't even work.
Let me see it.
Watch it work for him. Oh my god. Here, let's put some water in there for me, too.
Well, you just want to drink? Oh, fuck. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm trying to make Foley, bro.
You want to see what I got in my fridge? Cribs. You know. You already know. Leftover Chinese food. Leftover
Like
pasta.
nothing. It's so empty.
Shut up! More wrist. You're good at that.
Yeah, dude. Dude, what is this over here, dude?
Oh.
You're fucking picking locks?
Hey, bro. Don't touch that, bro.
Wait, what is it?
He's a lock picker, dude.
Don't touch that.
Breaking into homes, dude.
Wait, is that really what that is?
Yeah, dude. I pick locks, too.
You don't know how to do it.
Do you play Skyrim?
I have anxiety, dude. Yeah, I'll show you. Want to see me do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Used to be in a gang. God damn it. That's a good sound. I want to pick this goddamn lock. You're just throwing shit in my house.
Yeah, dude.
Let's switch sides. It's gonna happen. Oh. Ooh. Oh, shit.
First try.
First tee. Love that sound. Let's
this.
use that. That's stuff that like, people have in their house.
Like lockpicks.
Like lockpicks and fingerboards. Wanna go in my room?
Yeah, let's see what's in there.
Welcome to my room.
More locks.
Yeah, bro, I got a whole set. That could be cool. Oh, I know. Don't let him see.
Okay.
Don't fucking look, bro. I fucking fight, bro. And I pick locks. This could be good, right?
What? Yeah, I like this sound a lot.
Sounds like
Can I
a...
hit this one? Yeah.
You can make a kick out of that. I got so many... Whoa, that's heavy, bro. I got this thing, too. Oh, you want to know how bad I fight, bro? I mean, how good I fight? We could use cologne, maybe?
Oh, that would be sick.
Gucci guilty. The Flonase, this would be good, too.
Yeah, don't... Oh, you're doing it.
Ooh.
Oh, you're Oh, no. Great.
Oh, wait, the razor.
Yes, that's great.
This is my pube razor.
Let me shave your pubes, dude. This is good.
That's good. Let's
We'll
grab
definitely
that
take
Flonase.
this. We'll take the Flones.
We need a lighter. Nick has a lighter. I don't know if he's home.
Where's Nick's room at?
It's right here.
Right here?
Hold on, you should fucking knock. I don't know if he's here or not.
Sorry, dude. Do you have a lighter? Sorry. What's up, boys?
Get a humidor.
Rough night, dude. Rough night. Oh!
Hey, do you have a light? Oh, you do have a light. Sorry, dude. We're filming a video.
Just cut me out.
Lighter.
Awesome.
All right. Love you, Nick.
Love you.
Thank you. All right, lighter. Why don't you look around in here for like, you check in here, I'm gonna be in my room checking for stuff.
Alright.
That, oh, dude, like a knife with like a cup or something.
Sally, check that out, dude. Some fucking
That
samurai
sounds
action,
nice.
dude. I like that. There's some pot action. Shit sounds like it. Oh.
Hey.
Danny.
Oh, I'm not there yet. I gotta get it set up.
I thought you were we were fucking recording,
I was just
dude.
gonna do a Fortnite jump real quick.
Bro, come on.
Like 4 seconds.
Bro, we're at work, dude. You know what I'm saying? Don't these games take like fucking
I gotta
an
do
hour?
I gotta take a dump with my boys.
Oh
Fine,
my
all right,
god. Getting all distracted, bro.
I know. Oh, try that that thing, shake that thing right there.
What?
I got my coins in there.
This?
Yeah, like pick
Is
it
this
up.
your fucking piggy bank?
Are you fucking serious?
I'm not picking that shit up.
What did you do?
Dude, this is fucking...
I said shake it, bro.
I hope you got that on camera. That was a great sound. Great tone.
That was a good sound, though.
Great tone.
Is that Chuck E. Cheese coin?
Yes, it's the Chuck E. Cheese coin.
Guys, what happened? What are we doing?
They're playing Fortnite.
Hold on, I'm gonna get a kill. Let me get one kill, and we're good, bro. Let me get a quick dub. Let's go. All right, guys, so we're back. We're back from my house. We got some of these samples recorded, and we picked out our favorite ones. So let's go ahead and go through them and check them out. And we'll go ahead and, hopefully we'll be able to make some really dope shit with this stuff, I think.
I think we got some really sick sounds.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and go. One of the ones that we chose from the house was my pubescent trimmer. Nice little electric razor. Oats, some of those granola oats that we were shaking around. This stuff's going to be really dope. A glass, nice little glass bangs.
It's gonna be great for like percussion.
Yeah. Some knives, some sharp knives. That's like a nice little rhythm right there too, automatically.
Yeah, I love that.
That's gonna be sick. The cup, some cups, balloon fart, balloon queef. Probably make that into like a wavetable or something. You know
Yeah, or like one of those squeaky leads, like an eliminate lead or something.
Yeah, it'd be cool. And then of course the boxing glove, because you guys know I fucking fight.
Fucking professional UFCer right here, dude.
I'd take a KSI and Logan Paul.
Threesome
Threesome
status.
I'd take them both down. I'd take them down hard, dude. Okay, we got the lighter. Sounds good. And of course the fingerboard. I got it right here. Where'd my fingerboard go? Kickflip. First try.
Landed it.
And then of course the chain. So that'd be super sick. I think. Oh no, sorry, I forgot we got more. And of course the Flonase too. In case you're stuffed up. I think we could make like a shaker out of that.
Yeah, that would be a sick shaker.
And then the lock. Nice. That sounds pretty good.
I think we got some really good stuff.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be able to do a lot of stuff here. It's gonna be really cool. So stay tuned. We're gonna go ahead and keep going in and see what we can make with this stuff.
Let's get it. All right, guys. So we wanted to start with the electric shaver and the balloon, and we actually turned both of these guys into wavetables in Serum.
And we're gonna show you guys how we're gonna do that here in just a second. But let's hear what it sounded like, the final result.
Yeah, let's show them.
Super sick, heavy lead.
Sounds crazy.
A lot of layers. Let's start with the electric shaver. By itself, it sounds like this. I'm going to turn the processing off so you guys can hear it without it. It's really simple to do. Essentially, all you do is you want to just grab a wavetable or grab a sound. You can grab ours. We have these free in the download description below, so you guys can have all the presets and, of course, the wavetables.
Always free for you guys.
So what we did is we went ahead and we dragged the electric razor into the oscillator A window here, and import setting I believe was 256. There's a lot of different settings that you can play with. And once you import it, you just want to morph and crossfade, which essentially takes all these frames and crossfades them into another. What can happen sometimes is it's not essentially smooth. So in this case, like to cycle through the wavetable, it wasn't as smooth as we wanted it to. So we just picked a good spot in the wavetable that we thought worked really well.
Essentially looping the whole wavetable
exactly
over and over again.
So we went ahead and processed and normalized each grain separately. That's pretty much all we did. By itself, it sounded like this.
still pretty shavery.
Yeah, it's a nice little shavery. So we went ahead and added, so we like the kind of pitch kind of moving, like that naturalness of the electric shaver. So we went ahead and added an LFO on the fine tune at like 24 with a fast rate. And then we wanted to layer it some more. So we added a sine wave and used FM from A and put that at 0. And the same thing with the fine tune. A nice layer that's happening there. And as far as like the effects processing, it's really simple. Linfold distortion is really nice and can get you really far. You got to be really, really touchy with it. And then some multi-band compression, as you can see here. And let's go over some of the processing. So also, too, if you guys want this project file, we're going to go ahead and give it away to our patrons. If you guys want to sign up for our Patreon, you can get this entire project file and actually see everything step by step, how we actually made every single thing.
Yeah, this is a massive project file, guys,
yeah.
So you're not going to want to miss this one.
All the sounds and all the presets. And, of course, we have some presets for free, but if check out our Patreon link in the description below. Okay, so the audio effects rack, the processing that I have here, the first thing that I did is I used bass roundup. This is a sick little preset in here. Sounds so sick. I love that.
One of our favorite tools.
Yeah, it got to be one of the top 2019 plugins.
Yeah,
bass
definitely.
Roundup. So yeah, bass roundup, dry wet around 31%. Make sure it's set to dual. And then we got some erosion, of course, 2 of them. Slap them on there, different frequencies. Add a little sizzle and a little white noise. Saturation at like 5 dB or so. And then, of course, 2 OTTs, because why not? They both have different... No, they're both pretty much the same. They're just duplicated. And then we got some EQ. We're just kind of boosting some of the important frequencies that we have here.
Get that. Take those mids out.
Yeah. Bring those babies out. And then, of course, we had a tuner initially. We don't really need this in this case, but we had that to actually find the pitch of the sample itself, so that's why that's in there. And
really
then
helpful
EQ
tool, too.
To essentially help with the layering. So that's how we did the electric shaver layer. The balloon layer, which sounds like this, sounds like kind of very saw-y, is essentially, we did it the same process. I'm going to go ahead and take off the processing so you guys can hear it without too. And I'll just go over it very briefly. That's the balloon wavetable. The same thing. We did the same exact process. We imported it, messed with some of the settings, and of course added another layer with a square wave, which has a lot of nice harmonics to it. Also moving the fine tune as well. Very simple processing on Serum. And then of course we have an EQ, just a low cut. Very, very simple OTT. Some reverb to make it really wide for this because it's the very top layer. We wanted a nice little top layer. And then another EQ together with the electric shaver. And then what we did with the electric shaver is we actually messed with some of the settings in Serum and we bounced it, so we just kind of like changed some of the octaves to make it lower. We needed some more body to it,
some girth,
and we bounced it, and then we have the pitching that's happening, and that's really doing a lot. I think is adding like a lot of the movement in the track itself. They're kind of yeah, so you can really see you can do a lot with a lot of these sounds and just finding random stuff and making music out of it, you know?
Yeah, and it really fills out the stereo field too with that lower pitch.
Absolutely. We should show them how we did the wub.
Yeah, let's
get into that. All right, guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take the electric razor and take it from something that sounds like this to something that sounds like this. Show you guys how we did that.
Magical.
Isn't that? It's insane. From this to this.
Craziness.
A wub rack, okay? Well, first thing you want to do with a sound like this is what we did is we wanted to break it down to an actual sine wave, okay? We wanted to break the sound completely down. I'm going to go ahead and turn off all this processing real quick and just kind of go one by one to show you guys. The first thing we did is we went ahead and boosted the fundamental frequency right here, as you can see, and just kind of essentially pulling out the low end as much as we can. And of course, we cut all the highs out as much as possible with just a little bit of harmonics. And then we went ahead and duplicated this 3 times so that each time it's boosting, it's getting the sine louder. That's all a sine wave is just one harmonic. So now it sounds like a nice sine wave Went ahead and did the process again. So essentially 4 EQs are the same exact thing. You could pretty much do this with anything. Okay, so now it's like a nice little sub. After that, the next step is really just to process and saturate the fuck out of it, okay? Because essentially what we want to do is we want to break it down and build it up, just like fucking the Marine Corps, dude. Full Metal Jacket style, okay?
Break them down.
Build them back up.
Build them into soldiers.
That's right. Build them a nice little wub soldiers. Okay, so the saturator is the first thing that we got, and we just went ahead and just put it on soft clip with hard curve, 100%. You can hear that's already doing a lot. Okay, so that's adding a ton of saturation to it. After that, we went ahead and added an auto filter for a band pass to get the wub. And we're automating the frequency. You can see right here. Wub, wub. Okay, it's at like 24. You can do that with an EQ, whatever you want to do. Adding an overdrive is very helpful too. So we saturated it and then we just brought it back down with a band pass and essentially wubbed it. Adding this overdrive with just pretty much stock erosion, of course. Some wide noise. And the wide noise amount is automated up as well. To give it that very high end at the end of the sound. And some serum effects. This is pretty basic, I think. It was probably just hyper dimension. Yeah, so we just got some hyper dimension just to add some width and some hyper on the side, 100% dry wet.
Stereo-eyes.
Stereo-eyes. Of course, OTT, when you guys are processing these things, really the idea is just to like fuck up the sound until you get something really cool. Pull up some highs, mids, and lows. So we're getting somewhere. Next, we have another saturator, like 15 dB. Sounds like shit, but don't worry, we're getting in there.
Tons of digital distortion.
Next, we have another band pass. This one's a little bit different. So the resonance is boosting as well as the frequency. So we essentially had the wub, but after we're adding all that other stuff, it kind of loses the wub itself. So you have to kind of redo it because we're basically like molding it down.
We're massaging
it, dude. Nice. So that's
the Q is a little wider as well.
Yeah, Q's a little wider. I think it's a 12 versus a 24 as before too. Letting in some more of those frequencies. Erosion, wide noise again. Of course, EQ. So EQ is crazy. This is sound design EQ. So we're just boosting specific frequencies, highs around here. Cutting the lows out now. Again with another EQ with just a nice little high shelf. And this is the main thing. We have this little volume shaper thing that we made. Essentially, it's just controlling a utility, which is just has the volume. I would show you, but I don't know how to pull it up because I'm dumb. But anyway, essentially, it's just a utility, and then we're just automating the volume, which is essentially creating that. And that being at the very end really makes the wub cut very tight.
Yeah.
And then, of course, a saturator with a medium curve to really bring it to life. And then we have a little bit of EQ, some more sound designing, just pulling out specific frequencies. And then lastly, a reverb thrower, because why not, right? Yeah. So essentially, you can do that with anything. You can just put it down to a sine wave and just saturate it and just make whatever you want. I mean, everything's going to have their own certain characteristics.
We essentially made a wub rack.
Yeah, I guess we did. We made a rub rack.
Yeah.
A rub rack. I'd love a rub rack.
A rub rack right about now.
Should we give him this one, dude?
Should we give him a rub rack?
Should we give him the... Dude, I'm going to label it the rub rack. Okay, you know what? The rub rack is going to be in the download description below.
It's done.
It's already done. It's called the rub rack. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and... what should we show him next? Should we show him... Oh, we should show him some of the drums.
Let's show him the drums.
People always want to know how we
drums.
make our drum samples. And I feel like what's really cool is you can find a lot of creative stuff at home, like what we've been doing today, and make some really cool drums out of it. Also, you know, there's tons of different techniques. So we're going to go over some of that right now. So a couple of the things that we made for this track to make the stuff from the house is actually we took a boxing glove, one of the boxing glove samples, because everybody knows that I fight. And I went ahead and essentially processed it. So we're going to be showing you guys how to do that and a couple other drums right now. So I made like a super dubsteppy kick. It was too fat for a house track, so we went ahead and layered it with In Your House kick. Of course, In Your House out now, guys. If you guys don't already know, it's got like 400 samples and over 100 presets. And a project file. All the samples that we're using also those samples to layer with our samples, and then some of our own samples that we made from the house itself. are just standing on their own. But I highly recommend, if you guys don't have that, especially if you like this type of music, go get In Your House. It's on sale now, guys. We have a sale going on. You guys really need to make sure that you guys are taking advantage of it. It ends this week, the 17th through the 23rd. We have 50% off $100 or more, right, Parks?
Yeah, this is the biggest sale that we've ever had. Every time you guys spend $100, you guys automatically get 50% off your entire order.
So we wanted to do this special challenge video and make sure that you guys know about that sale. So if you want to get In Your House at a discounted rate, now's the time to do it, and you'll be able to see with this video the amount of stuff that we can do with it. So the boxing glove kick is something we're going over. I layered it with this kick because I needed more like kind of
more body.
Yeah, more body. So the lighter, the original sample, essentially sounded just like this. Sounds like scissors almost.
Yeah.
Okay, and then as far as the processing that we did, I'm going to go one by one and just kind of show you guys very, very briefly how to essentially process this stuff. The first thing we did is we added an EQ. So EQ just cutting out the lows, boosting the highs. Okay. A glue compressor. Just barely compressing. It's not compressing it too much. But
a lot of attack, though.
A lot of attack, yeah. Sorry, slow attack. And an OTT, of course. Pulling out more highs and mids. Erosion with the sine wave.
Our favorite.
Another erosion with sine. That's to create that sizzle. You can hear that it's doing a lot. Now it's starting to sound like a shaker. Another erosion at a different frequency point. Another erosion now with white noise. Wide noise. Boosting the high end right there. More pulling out the shake. More wide noise, even wider. How about another erosion?
It's really coming out.
Now it's coming alive, okay? Another erosion with just noise. I'm going to go ahead and close these up because I don't want to lose space. And then we have a redux at 2 with the downsample.
A hard 2.
That does a lot too, the redux. Another EQ cutting out the lows again because after we're adding all this stuff, we have to cut our lows, so don't forget. Boosting some more highs. A chorus. This was kind of fun and interesting. Dry wet at like 25%. Just to kind of spread it a little bit more. A very, very short reverb. Somewhat put it in a room. Add a little bit of coloration to it. Overdrive. Just around the high ends. That really does.
That's huge.
That's really adding. Yeah. That was kind of the sauce right there. OTT again, pulling up highs and mids. Once you get the sound, then you just like want to pull it out and then cut it out, essentially. And then what we did is we just kind of pasted a bunch of them together, like some different pieces.
Textures.
Yeah, shaker's like very, it's not just consistent.
Yeah, it's never one hit.
No, yeah. So it started with that, and then we adjusted the clip gain them to essentially put them into the track itself. So that's how we made a shaker. That's how you guys can do that with just like any sort of sound that you find that's a little high frequency. The boxing glove kick was super fun to make. The sample that we're using is like this. If you have anything with low end, pretty simple. Processing wise, I'm just going to open this up. You guys can look at it. It's just a lot of EQ, just boosting the low end. A lot of compression, as you can see. OTT, saturation with wave shaper. Redux. Okay. EQ again. I'm just pulling out more and more frequencies. Saturation again, like 12 dB. More erosion. Transient shaping. This was super helpful with the boom. Adding that boom and adjusting the decay can add some low end too, which is really cool. And then of course we have this resonance peak boosting right here to try to get that transient out. So we did that, as well as some more EQ. Yeah, it's just shaping the sound, just getting as close as we can. I'm using this envelope follower to essentially adjust the attack of this frequency and I believe the resonance, so it's moving on itself. This is really cool. It's a Max for Life plugin. I just started playing with it. And then another compressor. Resample to make that. It's a nice kick, dude.
Yeah,
from
it's
a boxing
really,
glove.
really nice kick.
More dubsteppy type kick, but or mid-tempo sort of kick too. But really, really cool. Wanted to use that.
All right, guys. So here is the finished product.
Woo!
We messed with it for a couple hours, and here's what we came up with.
Let's do it.
This shit is hitting, boy.
Oh, that is hitting.
We'll see
That
you
is
guys
hitting.
next time. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks,
Make
guys.
sure you subscribe.
See you guys later.